Afternoon, people of the book lovers, book nerds, book addicts, and literature freaks. Babongile Zulu mina. I'm one half of the blogging duo 1001 Bookish Things, which I started up with my sister Babongile Zulu. So today being the 29th of July, and Sunday is going to be the day that we mark 2 months of the blog, and we're happy about it, and we're loving the support, and we're loving blogging about all the beautiful, wonderful, amazing, heart-wrenching, funny books that we read. I have some cue cards with me, just so that I don't forget anything that I want to say in this video, and also Fat Joe uses it in his show The Real Goboza, so he looks cool, I want to look cool too. Alright, so as I had mentioned already, we started on the 1st of June 2016, and it is basically out of a need, out of a want, out of a gap in the market, so to speak, where in KZN and Pietermaritzburg there isn't really much of a community where people are coming together to read books, to book clubs, to share their experiences about reading. Hence, we started up this blog, which we hope you, over time, will come to know, come to love, come to enjoy, and sit around with us, around the table, have this conversation about the books we read, what they do, how amazing they are, shout out to the authors, and just a whole lot of book love. So, I'm basically doing this video to round up all the June books that I've read on my side, and Pumzile on her side, my sister. She will have her own video where she rounds up all the June books that she read, and also what we want to start doing is to mention our books of the month. So this is just the June books that I read. So what I'm going to do is I'm just quickly going to go over the list of June books that I read, and then at the end pick the one that I liked the most, which is going to be difficult because I liked all of them. So the first book that I reviewed in June was a book called Baking Cakes in Kigali. It's by an author called Gail Parkin, and I do believe there's other books that she's written subsequently, which I would love to get my hands on. But just pop over to the blog, read about it, read what I thought about it, and hopefully you can buy your own book. The second one that I read was a book by the absolutely amazing Toni Morrison. And the book that I read is a book called Sula. And it might be the book of the month for me, but we'll see. We still have to go through the list. And what I also did, I loved Sula so much that in the end, I wrote an ode to Sula. And one of these fine days, I will record it and I will put it on our blog channel. And hopefully that'll spark something for you to go and read about Sula, who she is, her interactions, what the book is about. And then we had a guest reviewer who reviewed Ishmael's Oranges for us. Ishmael's Oranges is written by an author called Claire Hajij. And the mystery reviewer, as if you can cast your mind back to June, was a book lover such as ourselves, a book lover called Khalida Musa. And just watch out for her as well on Twitter, on Instagram. She's on those social media channels as well, and she'll tweet about the books that she's reading, and so it's quite interesting to see the types of books that she's into as well. So thank you very much to Khalida. We really appreciate your contribution to our blog, and there might be many more coming from her, so watch the space. And my eternal man crush Monday, Paul Auster, my literary, I love this man to bits, and his books, I will always love his books. I plan to read more of his books. And the book that I read last month in June was The Brooklyn Follies. That takes you on every imaginable human emotion possible. Sure, yeah. So if you ever get your hands on The Brooklyn Follies by Paul Auster, go for it. Another one which was a little bit of a letdown. I think it was because I read it many, many years after I was meant to. It was The BFG by Roald Dahl. He is my favorite children's author. He's my childhood author who I loved for so many years. The first book I ever read by him was Matilda, and that was pretty amazing. And the BFG was one of the last kind of few books by him that I hadn't read. So I picked it up for about, I think it was 38 Rand at a flea market, and I read it, and let's just say I'll wait for the movie. I did read it. Hopefully the movie will be a little bit more boom than the book. Another one I read was Screw It, Let's Do It by Richard Branson. Richard Branson, what a maverick, what a legend, what a go-getter, what a let's do this. It just made me want to leap out of my seat and start 1,000 businesses and be amazing and be awesome. And he really just kind of motivates you to screw it and do it. And of course you'll make mistakes, whether it be in business, whether it be in the personal goals you want to reach. He just really motivates you and reminds you how much you want to do those things in your life. And if he could do it, so could you, so could I, so could everyone. The last book in June that I read was a YA, a young adult book called Hour of the Bees by Candlewick Press. And it's about a coming of age novel, and it's everything that you'd expect. There's ups and downs, there's soul searching, there's family, there's just, in the end, nothing is more important than family, and nothing is more important than your roots as well, and just being aware of the situation around you, being aware of other people, being aware of other people's stories and emotions, and just opening up your mind to so many other things that are not necessarily part of your day-to-day life, but things that are important to us as human beings and things that we should be aware of. I just want to do a quick roundup of Phumzile's books. She, as I mentioned, she will do her own video, but she read Hlomu the Wife, part of the Hlomu series, Hlomu the Wife by Dudu Busani Dube. Whole lot of love for you. Zandile the Resolute, which is the second book in the series, by also Dudu Busani Dube. Whole lot of love for you. We love you so much. I personally haven't read these books. I want to get my hands on them and just read them. There's so much love going around with this series, and big ups to you. The third book she read was Apocalypse Now Now by Charlie Human. The fourth one was Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. And finally, it was A Good Woman by Danielle Steele. And she will then tell you which was her favorite book of June. Talking about favorite books, my favorite book for June, it's a tie between Sula by Toni Morrison and The Brooklyn Follies by Paul Auster. But I think in the end, I will go, as much as I love Paul Auster, it'll have to go to Toni Morrison's Sula. Black Girl Magic, Black Girls Rock. There's just so much love and so much, unfortunately, hate as well in this book. There's so much about human nature in this book that we have to face and we have to learn, and we, at the end of the day, this book promotes the love between sisters, the love between doesn't have to be biological, but the love between best friends, the love between, that love will just never go away. And no matter what happens in the world, no matter how much people mess up, your girlfriend's always there. They'll always be there with a hug, with open arms, just waiting to take you back in. Okay, so lastly, I just want to mention that in some of the reviews we do provide links to their Amazon ebook counterparts, where you can just click on the link. If you want to buy the book, click on the link. It'll take you to the Amazon website where you can purchase the ebook there. I mean, there's also other kind of online stores, Take a Lot, Loot, etc. But in the future we'll try to provide more links for you, because you might not have an Amazon account, you might have Take a Lot, etc. We are also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. On Facebook, we are 1001 Bookish Things. On Twitter, we are at 1001 Bookish. And on Instagram, we're at 1001_Bookish_things. We would love to interact with you. We'd love some comments. We'd love feedback. We'd love books you'd like to recommend that we read and we review. We'd love to hear from you. So watch out for the July roundup video, and very, very soon we shall have a video where there's both of us. Unfortunately, we do not live together, so Sometimes it might be that I do a video by myself, she does a video by herself. But remember, we are one bookish blogging duo sensation. That is 1001 bookish things. Thank you very much for watching the video. You can leave some comments at the bottom about books that you'd like us to read, how we can improve, what else we can do. Thank you so much for everyone's support. Until next time. Bye bye.